leading the way with important local coverage. You're watching WISN 12 News at 5:30.
Two separate crashes in Milwaukee County killed two people, including a teenager. What we know about the victims and the suspected cause and the overnight incidents. Plus, the Bucks looking to bounce back after falling to the Heat in South Beach last night. Stephanie Sutton joins us with the latest on the availability of the Bucks' top star heading into Game 4. And right now, the Milwaukee Film Festival wrapping up their opening weekend. The turnout boost organizers say they're seeing as the industry recovers from the pandemic. But first, at 5:30, two people dead and multiple others hurt following a night of reckless driving in Milwaukee County. We want to show you the scene of a deadly hit and run at 68th and Capitol just after midnight. Police confirm a 74-year-old man died after being hit in his vehicle and colliding with a traffic pole. The driver who hit the victim fled the scene. Then a deadly crash near 60th and Burnham in West Dallas at about 12:30 a.m. Police say a 20-year-old man driving a Pontiac ran a red light, hitting a Jeep, injuring that driver and two other pedestrians. An 18-year-old passenger in the Pontiac also died. Family identifying that 18-year-old as Marixa Valle Zapeta. The family shared this picture with 12 News and set up a GoFundMe to raise money for her funeral. You can find a link in this story on WISN.com. And tonight, 12 News' Gabriela Garza shows us the scene in the aftermath of that crash that resulted in her death.
Well, overnight, this intersection is shut down as police and paramedics worked this fatal crash here. Right now, you can see the damage left over, the traffic light coming down, shoes, a bunch of glass just shattered across this area. Now, West Allis police was called out to the scene around 12:30 Sunday morning. Take a look at these two cars with severe damage that crashed near this corner. Police say a Pontiac driven by a 20-year-old man was driving eastbound on Burnham when they ran a red light and T-boned a Jeep driven by an 18-year-old woman that was heading south on 60th Street. That crash caused the cars to go off-road, hitting two pedestrians, a 50 and 53-year-old man, both taken to the hospital. Police say speed and impairment are suspected to be factors in this crash. Unfortunately, police say the passenger inside the Pontiac, an 18-year-old woman from Milwaukee, was killed. Her friends and family leaving a memorial in her honor near the crash site. Police say that the 20-year-old driver of the Pontiac was taken to the hospital and is under arrest for suspicion of homicide by intoxicated use of a motor vehicle. This crash remains under investigation. In West Allis, Gabriela Garza, WISN 12 News.
The family says there will be a vigil for the victim tonight at 7 at the crash site. And the West Dallas crash wasn't the only deadly one overnight. Kendall Keys joining us now live from 68th and Capitol. So Kendall police are searching for a suspect in a fatal hit and run right there.
That's right, Syria. Milwaukee police say the driver of one car got out of his car and fled the scene after causing a crash that killed a 74-year-old man. And lining this street here, there's still broken glass and pieces of car from the wreck. This all happened just after midnight. Police say the first car was speeding down Capitol, going the same way as the second car. The first car crashed into the second car, causing that vehicle to run into a traffic pole, killing the driver of the second car, the 74-year-old man. The driver of the first car ran away. It's another instance of reckless driving that drivers in the area say they see all too often. It even happened during our interview.
Like that kind of driving?
Yeah. You notice that a lot?
Yes, I live very close by and there is reckless driving all over Capitol Drive, up and down. It makes me feel really sad for our city. Like, do I even want to invite people to come visit me if I think their life might be in danger just by coming to my town?
Kendall, that car was flying. That was scary. Well, no arrests yet. Did police give a description of the suspect?
Syria, I asked police that today. I'm still waiting on a response, but we did see at the scene those two cars that were involved in this crash, a white car and a black car, and we know the driver of one of those cars is the one that fled the scene.
Kendall Keys reporting for us live. Thank you very much, Kendall. Well, police are still looking for the suspect that fled. If you have any information, you are urged to contact Milwaukee Police or Crime Stoppers. That number 414-224 tips. And some breaking news tonight. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office responding to a body found in a creek. This is scene video from 15th and Oak Creek Parkway in South Milwaukee. Officials say the condition of the body is one that won't allow for immediate identification. The Sheriff's Office is investigating the incident. And we turn now to Weather Watch 12. Dodgy staying cool tonight. Kind of a gloomy day. Is it going to get any warmer tomorrow?
We really won't see too much change here. It will be slightly warmer tomorrow, but still below average. Looking at temperatures right now in the 30s out to Waukesha as well as in Hartford, sitting at 38 degrees. Milwaukee, 41 degrees. And so far, this is the highest that we've been all day. As we take a look at our radar, we are looking at dry conditions across much of southeastern Wisconsin. But back to the west, there's still some very light drizzle returns here. And that's what we're going to continue to see as we look into the early week. Gloomy skies continue to loom here across Oak Creek. I'll let you know when we start to get some sunshine coming up on Weather Watch 12.
All right, thank you, Daji. Well, the Milwaukee Bucks suffering a blowout loss in South Beach last night, losing to the Heat as Miami takes a 2-1 series lead. 12 Sports' Stephanie Sutton is joining us now in the studio. Stephanie, the Bucks really struggled without their top star.
Syria, yes, they did. Giannis missing his second straight playoff game after suffering a lower back injury in Game 1. And this time, Milwaukee could not overcome the odds on the road in Miami. The Heat up by double digits for most of the game. Former Marquette star Jimmy Butler scoring 30 points before leaving the game with an injury in the third quarter. But it wouldn't matter as the Heat blow out the Bucks 121-99 and take a 2-1 lead in this series. Here's head coach Mike Budenholzer after the game on looking ahead to Game 4.
Well, we've got a really good team. You know, this group's been together. You know, there's a ton of confidence in that locker room. Players that, you know, can play and execute at a high level. You know, it's one game today. You know, we weren't our best, and we got to look at that. We got to own that and be better going into the next game and know that we've got a really good team and really good players.
Tonight, there has still been no word on whether or not Giannis will play in Game 4 in Miami. Reports say Coach Bud said he did some individual work before the team's film session today. Game 4 takes place tomorrow night at 6 o'clock Central Time.
All right. Thank you very much, Stephanie. Well, happening right now, the Milwaukee Film Festival wrapping up their opening weekend. A number of screenings taking place at the Oriental Theater today. The festival itself showing more than 200 movies, features, and shorts from all over the world. Event organizers say they're seeing their biggest turnout since the pandemic.
For a while, we were locked down during the pandemic, and then last year was our first festival back in person, and we knew the attendance was going to be a little smaller then, but people still came back. They were excited to come back, but people were being cautious, understandably. This year it's really nice. I think we're about 60% up over last year, so people are definitely coming back out in droves.
Well, the Milwaukee Film Festival runs through May 4th. For film showings and times, go to WISN.com. And still to come, the grand opening of an inner city church in Milwaukee. Up next, where the new church is located and how they plan to help the surrounding community.